Hey, welcome back. It's Richard here. Thanks for joining me again on the channel. Something that I've heard said a lot is about not looking back. Never look back, always look forward. And I sort of get why people would say that. Focusing on the future for life, for business is really important. But looking back can also be important as well. And I don't mean there are ways of looking back that are not healthy and not useful. I think if you're looking back, I've done this myself, you look back to times in a career, perhaps you're going through a bit of a rough patch at the moment, and you look back and go, weren't things better back then? Wasn't it better before? And sometimes it can feel like that, but very often the answer is actually no, it wasn't. You don't want to go back because you hated that job and your boss was a micromanager, and there were many, many reasons why you didn't enjoy life as much back then, so you wouldn't want to go back. But looking back can also be really useful. Let me explain why. I'll give you an example. When I was younger, my family were very into hill walking. My dad was very keen, still is a very keen hill walker. And we would be away on a walk, going up some hill or mountain or other, and plodding away, and it felt very difficult. And then after a time, you would stop and look back at how far you'd come, and you would see this incredible view, and it made all of the difficulty, all of the step-by-step climbing of that hill or mountain worth it, because you'd look back and go, wow, just a few moments ago I was down there, and now I'm up here looking down on it all, and I have this view to experience and this sense of satisfaction. And I think that's where looking back and reflecting can be really useful in your organizations, in your businesses. That if you're looking back, even in the short time that I've had my own business, which has been sort of 2.5, almost 3 years, I look back to where I've come from where I'd come from rather, to where I am now, and go like, wow, even a year ago, I couldn't have imagined some of the things that I'm doing now. And I wonder what that will look like in a year's time. And it gives you that real sense of achievement. It helps you to have a real sense of optimism for the future. And so looking back like that to reflect on how far you've come, and perhaps to learn the lessons of thinking, well, if I came across that particular situation, I would do it in a different way. We learn from our experiences. So again, that's why looking back can be useful. So what I would say is this in conclusion: don't look back and yearn for the past, thinking that it was perhaps better than it is now. If you're on a path towards that future vision, yes, it can get difficult, but use the vision to draw you on. Don't look back and wish for what you thought you had at the time, which was perhaps not as satisfying and not the place that you wanted to be in, where you're closer to that now. But do look back and think, be satisfied, congratulate yourself on how far you've come in your life, in your work, in your organization, and look back and think about what it's taught you. Think about the positive lessons you've learned. Think about the challenges you've overcome and how you succeeded there, or perhaps how you would approach those differently. So sometimes looking back, I get people saying never look back, always look forward. I kind of get why they're saying that, but sometimes looking back to reflect, to learn, to feel that sense of satisfaction can be a really useful thing. Again, as ever, I hope that you find that useful. Please do, if you like these videos, like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to the audio on the podcast, please do subscribe to the podcast. It all really helps me to be able to do more of these. And tell your friends about it. Use these videos, use the audio in trainings or whatever you want for your own work. That's why I put them here, to have some small impact and to spread these messages and to share this a little bit. And I'm more than happy for you guys to share this too. You can check out my website too, where there's ways of getting in touch with me there, and also other materials that will help. So in the meantime, go and have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.